Hello, Mr. Wathy here. In today's lab, we'll look at how to program a servo motor with an Arduino. The first part of the lab, we'll be looking at changing the servo just to go to a couple different angles, and then we'll look at how to make it sweep from 0 to 180 degrees and back continuously. And then in the next video, we'll look at how to use a potentiometer or an analog input. So this could also be a analog joystick to control a servo motor. All right, let's get going. So for the first part of the lab, it will look something like this, where the servo will move from one location to another and back. And again, the servos that we're using, they typically go from 0 to 180 degrees, and they're a motor that allows you to go to any of those locations and also to read the motor to see what location it's at, rather than a DC motor, which just spins continuously in one direction at a set speed. So I have a PDF of this lab too. I'll put this in the notes below if you want to use this with your class, or you want to use this to follow along as well. And we're using BlocklyArduino. There's a link right here. Click on that, and that will bring you to BlocklyArduino. We'll be using this to program our servo. So first off, let's build our circuit. This is what it looks like, the schematic. Here's what it looks like on Tinkercad circuits. Let's do that. So I need an Arduino. And I always like to grab a breadboard when I'm doing that, even if I might not use it right away. Let's do that there. Then I need a servo motor. If you just type in servo, you'll notice that there's two different kinds of servo motors right here. There's this blue guy and this black one right here. And they have different kind of hookups. So if you don't know what color corresponds with what, best thing to do is hover your mouse over the pin. So we see ground here is for the brown. So I can connect that to one of the grounds here, and I'm going to color that black. And I imagine this black one here is for ground as well. The red is power. Let's color that red. And you'll notice that same with this one right here. And for this one here, the white is signal. For this one here is the orange signal. So signal, where do you plug it in? You want to plug it in to one of the digital pins that has that little squiggly. Again, that squiggly stands for a PWM pin, which is a pulse width modulation, which really is just a fancy word to say it can send off signals at different frequencies, which allows you to control the servo. So as long as we have 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. So choose one of those pins. I'm going to go with 9 because I like that number. And let's control this one right here. Yeah, let's go with this blue to 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. That's a mess of wires. All right, so now for the coding. Let's open up BlocklyArduino. And if we're following along with this lab here, I have kind of pictures of where you need to set everything up. What we want to try to do right here is move it from 0 to 90 to 180, and then have that repeat. Okay. So if you go on the left here under the servo motor tab, if you don't have that, you might need to click on configure blocks and then make sure that servo motor is checked off. Okay, so first off, actually before that, I always like to grab this setup in the Arduino Loop Forever, just because it mirrors what the base code is for an Arduino. So first thing we need to do is attach the servo motor. So we attach servo motor. You can give it a specific name if you want. I'm going to leave it as the default. And I want to grab the number block from the math area. And I want to attach, let's go with this one right here. I want to attach it to number 9, because that's where it's plugged in. Type in 9. Now for this bottom part here, this is where the action is going to happen. This is where we want to rotate the servo motor. And let's rotate it to 0. And then I want to add a little bit of a pause, a delay rather, right after I do that. And then I'll make it move to 90. Copy and paste that down. Copy and paste the delay. Make it go to 180 and paste another delay after that. The thing about why I'm putting those delays there is that it gives the servo time to actually rotate that to that location. And you can play around with a timing that works best for you. So you can see here, this is how the code looks like. You see servo attach, and in brackets, the pin that we have it attached to, and then servo write in the angle that we want to write to. Copy that, and we will paste it in here. Let's change this back to text. Control A, Control V to paste over it, and play. And we see here, it goes to 90 to 180, back to 0. And you notice it doesn't actually go all the way back to 0. That's because there's not enough of a delay. So after the 0 rate, I'm going to put a 2 there for 2,000 milliseconds, or 2 seconds. And you'll see here, 90, 180, gives it time to go all the way back to 0, because there's a longer delay. It sends it to 0. Excellent. So that's exciting. But how about we want it to move smoothly from 0 to 180 and then back from 180 to 0? How do we do that? That's a great question. I'm going to just totally delete this code here, and I will do it for actually the servo here, for servo that's plugged into 9. Okay, so we want to sweep. In order to do that, we need to use a special loop. It's under BlocklyArduino. It says the count loop. In actual coding, it's called a for loop. And you'll notice with the for loop that there's 1, 2, 3 kind of statements here. And what they stand for, and you notice we'll have them here. It says count with I, which is just a variable, from 1 to a certain number and count by 1. So what does that mean? Okay, I want to start at 1 and continue running this loop until this is not true anymore. So run this loop while this is true. I is less than or equal to 10. And increase I by 1 every time you go through the loop. So I want to go from 1 to 180. And I want to grab my angle. And instead of just leaving this as a blank angle, I want to make that the variable. And so I go to variables. I have this I that gets automatically created when I grab my count loop. Again, this I is just a counter. It's a counter variable. I could give it any name I want. I can actually rename the variable. We call it angle, which might make more sense. So let's just test this out. It's always good to test your code in blocks rather than going all at once. So I should go from 1 all the way to 180. You'll notice it's going really slowly. If you look at the simulation time, it's going super slow. That's the one downfall sometimes with this Tinkercad circuits. It's, oh man, the struggle is real. Look at that. Oof. So it's going through this loop, and little by little, it's trying to get there. So let's stop the simulation right now. So this will count. This will go from 1 to 180. I'm wondering, can we go from 180? How do we do the reverse? So I'm just going to copy and paste this. So it'll go through this loop until one gets to 180. Now what I want to go from, I want to go actually from 180, because that's where we'll be starting at this point. Go down to 1, and I want to count by 1. And you'll notice that automatically right here, this changes from angle plus plus to angle minus minus. And angle plus plus means take that variable angle and make it equal to angle plus 1. Angle minus minus says angle equals angle minus 1. Okay, so they realize that you're going from a higher number to a lower number. So therefore, you must decrease. And you can decrease by, maybe 1 is a little too crazy for the Tinkercad circuits. Maybe I want to go down by 5s or go up by 5s. So let's test this out. Copy that. Control A, Control V to paste. And you'll see that it moves a little quicker. And again, our simulation time isn't the greatest here. Okay, so I took a look at it and was playing around with the circuit, and I found that what you need to do for Tinkercad circuits simulation to work properly is to add a little bit of a delay here. And like I said, that gives the circuit a chance or allows the servo a chance to get to the angle it's at. So I'm going here from 1 to 180, up by 1, and I'm writing that to the servo. It'll go through this, it'll loop through this 180 times. It'll delay here 10 milliseconds, and once it gets to 180, it'll go from 180 degrees to 1, going down by 1, and each time it'll delay there a little bit. So let's just double check that this works. Start the simulation, starting at 0 or 1, going all the way to 180, hits 180, and it'll work its way back. And that works a lot better than it was before. And you can see that goes right back and forth. And if you adjust the delay there, this will move at a different speed, right? So I can make it go 5 times slower. And there it goes. Right? So you can imagine different applications for this. There's some cool ones here. This one here is connected to an analog stick, and you see there's two servo motors. That's my next video. We'll be looking at how to control a servo motor with an analog input. I remember playing the Labyrinth games as a kid. That's great. How about this? Yeah, teabagging. Whole new, no comment. That's amazing. Also, this one here, this is a garbage can. And looks like that's a distance sensor. And the foot pedal is controlled by a servo motor. So you see, servo motor is a great way to change from electrical energy to physical energy in a very specific way, right? To change motion, to go different ways. It's often used as maybe different joints in robots, or to rotate something in a certain way. Yeah, so I'll send a link to this page right here and the description as well. Some really cool projects just to check out. Hope this was useful. And please check out my next video where I will be looking at controlling a servo with an analog joystick. See you there.